Hello, my name is Chris Green. My midterm presentation for MSDS 670 is a series of visualizations looking at common factors in fatal bear attacks in the United States. In 2014, my family and I moved from Hawaii to Colorado. We purchased a house on the slopes of Cheyenne Mountain overlooking Colorado Springs. Over the past 7 years, we have had encounters with black bears ranging from simple sightings to potentially dangerous incidents requiring the use of bear spray. Over the past weeks, multiple black bears have come into our yard as they forage for food to fatten up for their impending hibernation. As I watched another bear try to raid my trash, I wondered if trying to stop him was more dangerous than I thought. The research question for this project is, what are the most common factors in a fatal bear attack? The primary data source for these visualizations is a dataworld.com dataset entitled North America Bear Killings. This set covered the period from 1900 to 2018. I supplemented it with more recent data from Wikipedia's list of fatal bear attacks in North America. Both of these data sets were based off historical reporting in public documents and press articles. For bear population numbers, I relied on the Black Bear Population by State article from Wildlife Informer and the Concerned About Grizzly Bears article from Backcountry Chronicle. While it would have been ideal to have a data set covering non-fatal bear encounters, this was not available. This is likely because most non-fatal bear encounters do not result in injury and are not reported. For this project, I focused the visualizations on the continental United States. I eliminated Canada and Alaska from the data. This kept the geospatial visualizations from being overwhelmed by the large numbers of bears and attacks in both those places. This also eliminated polar bears from the count. I next eliminated attacks by bears in captivity at zoos, parks, or circuses. This data did not seem germane to the original question. I also went through all of the attack locations and geocoded them by state in order to support the choropleth mapping. Finally, I encoded each attack by activity as either hunting, fieldwork, as in miners or surveyors, wildland-urban interface, these are people killed in their homes in the woods, and all other outdoor recreation, including hiking, fishing, camping, etc. This allowed me to visualize which activities were related to fatal attacks. All of the visualizations were produced in Excel and finalized in PowerPoint. The bear population is greatest in the western states. The black bear population is spread across most of the northern United States, with the majority in states from Colorado across to California. The brown bear population in the continental U.S. is isolated primarily in Montana and Wyoming. Since 1900, there have been roughly 80 fatalities from bear attacks. Until 1980, the number per decade was 4 or less. In 1980, that number doubled and is on track to double again in the 2020s. The growing overlap between human activity and bear habitat is likely a large part of this increase. Attack locations roughly mirror population locations. Colorado is the hotspot for fatal attacks by black bears. This is despite the fact that other states like California, Oregon, Washington have higher black bear populations. The cause for Colorado's number is unclear. It could be the number of people heading out into the woods for recreation, or it could relate to the density of populations, human and bear, and their interaction. Montana is the prime state for brown bear attacks. The bulk of these occur in 2 major national parks, Yellowstone and Glacier, which see millions of visitors and outdoor recreation enthusiasts each year. This influx of humans into brown bear habitat is the likely cause for Montana's high numbers. The time of year makes a difference in the likelihood of a fatal bear attack. Almost no attacks have occurred during winter months when most bears are hibernating. The peak for fatal attacks is in the summer months when the chance of human-bear interaction is at its highest. Black bears are out of their dens and raising cubs, while humans are packing up their outdoor gear to head out hiking and camping. Gender, age, and activity also seem to make a difference. Men were the largest number of persons killed by bears. This mirrors statistics for outdoor activities in general, which until recently have shown men to be the most likely to head to the woods. This is also reflective of the time period of the data. From 1900 until 1950s, women were very unlikely to participate in outdoor recreation. The age of victims ran from 1 to 93 years old. Over half, however, fell into the 16 to 45-year-old range. This also mirrors the age range for people who routinely recreate in bear habitat. Finally, the activity people were doing when they were attacked fell into some major categories. Hunters and people whose jobs forced them to work in the wild, like miners and surveyors, were at the bottom of the list. People who were killed in or near their homes were the next biggest group. The majority of people killed by bears were hikers, campers, and others participating in outdoor recreation activities. The original research question for this project was, what are the most common factors in a fatal bear attack? Location matters. Brown bear attacks occur most frequently in Montana, which is also home to Yellowstone and Glacier National Parks. These locations account for the bulk of the fatalities. Age, gender, activity, and time were also factors. Of the 79 fatal attacks since 1900, most were younger men in the woods participating in some form of outdoor activity between the months of May and October. Of the predominant factors found in the fatal incidents, location, time of year, and the type of activity seem to be the ones that we can most likely control. If I'm careful, I'm not likely to be killed in my yard for a bag of trash. That said, if I choose to head into bear country in the middle of summer, I should take precautions, bear canisters, spray, etc., to ensure I do not become the latest entry into the data set.